Well, thank God there's a Mossad. This is the Mossad, latest agent here. They got the good-looking ones in there too. But one good bit of news that came out. I know a lot of people don't want to go to war with Iran, and something happened just here very recently, which makes it less likely for war with Iran because you know that's speculation on my part, speculation on other people's part. But it might be the Mossad that did this. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't think they're all powerful in all ways, but pretty shrewd people, man. I can tell you that right now. And it's the symbol here with the peace dove. But hey, that's what it's about. Strength is gives peace. That's what happens. But this looks like I'll just go over this article real quick. Sabotage, key Iranian nuclear facility hit. And it looks like there was 250 personnel deep underground, and it destroyed much of the installation at Iran's Fordow nuclear facility. I'll post a link on this, but that's good news because I'm going to tell you right now, they're not trying to make nuclear power. This is about nuclear weapons. I know people say no, 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 but it's going to point out a couple little facts here while you're looking at this beautiful Mossad spy here. But anyway, I just want to point out a couple simple facts in just common sense all the way. Iran has more natural gas and crude oil than any other country around practically, especially for their population. It's good for at least 100 years. Easy, easy. They don't have much of a supply of uranium at all. And it's much, much cheaper to produce energy with natural gas and crude oil. Now, there's another aspect to it. They can just improve their infrastructure because the benefit they're going to get from this nuclear power plant is going to be less than even the waste that goes on in their electrical infrastructure. Just by improving your electrical infrastructure, to get more benefit out of it right there, and it solve all the problems. And number two, there's another type of nuclear energy out there that's much, much, much safer. No country uses it really, including the United States, because it doesn't produce weapons-grade plutonium. But that type of energy, nuclear energy, can be made from thorium. Thorium. And guess who has a lot of thorium? India. India, who's Iran's major trading partner of Iran. So in other words, Iran can sell them oil, and they get thorium, and they can have nuclear power that way. It's much cleaner. It's much safer. Now, the thing just blew up. It's my speculation that somehow the Mossad did it. I don't know. I mean, really, how the hell would we know that? What are you going to do? Come out with a public statement? Everybody's speculating that. But one of the big facilities in Iran blew up, and it was really badly damaged. 240 personnel trapped underground, and the facility's destroyed. But that actually may be a big overall lifesaver because it could be that we avoid war with Iran. It could be. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on, but it's just some speculation on my part. But the actual event looks like it did occur, and it looks possibly like sabotage by the Mossad. Now, I'm going to point out one other thing, because, man, I tell you, every time I point out some stuff about Iran, I know about the banksters in the West and the Rothschilds established Israel, supposedly. That's one of those things out there. I don't know. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that established Israel because, it's been something they've been striving for like centuries, before the Rothschilds were around. So, I mean, if you want to say the Rothschilds did it, fine, whatever. But, I got to point out something else, about human rights abuse in Iran. And, the Shah's, I agree. I heard the Shah was a really, really bad guy, really. But, under the Shah, the B'nai faith they have out there, it's like a faith that encompasses everything. They're like, they have Muslim, they have Muhammad, Islam, they have Abraham, they have Jesus, they have Buddha. It encompasses all faith, right? Bahá'í faith. And in Iran, actually under the Shah, they were not persecuted. Not at all. Not at all. So I kind of wonder who the Shah was actually persecuting. Maybe he was persecuting more religious extremists. I don't know what the hell was going on, to tell you the truth. But he wasn't persecuting that faith. It was when the Shah, and you figure this is a type of like American faith you'd almost think about, because Americans aren't really strictly religious. They say, hey, you're Buddhist. Oh, that's cool. You're a shaman. Whatever. That's cool. You do yoga, that's fine. You're Christian, that's fine. You're Jewish, that's fine. You're Islam, you're fine. They don't care about Islam over here too, right? Fine. Do whatever you want. So this faith, Bahá'í faith, encompassed all of that. Well, as soon as the religious clerics got in power after the Shah, they persecuted the hell out of these people. Confiscated stuff, jailed them, killed them, and they had to run and flee from the country. And their legal center now is located in Haifa, Israel. So Israelis accepted them, no problem. So I don't know, man. I know Jews do some stupid things sometimes. They ain't like a bunch of saints, everybody. What people is a bunch of saints? But sometimes, criticism is one thing, but, there's getting to be a lot of anti-Semitism out there. But I just want to point out, that's just me throwing my 2 cents in here. I'm critical of Jews too sometimes, man. I will be. But just, there's a lot of anti-Semitism out there. I know it, man, big time. Anti-Jewism, or whatever you want to call it. But this is good news in a lot of ways. Even though you could say Israel's evil, some people are going to say it no matter what. But, it looks like if this happened, that means they got set back a lot. And that means, their nuclear program is no longer as much of a threat. And maybe that means the United States won't go to war. Who knows? Because it looks like push comes to shove, the USA is going to war. But maybe not. So in a lot of ways, you might want to look at this as good news. Good news. All right? So that's just my opinion on this. I know people are going to be like I don't know. I mean, I'm not against the Iranians either, but I think those religious clerics in Iran, they are bad news. They are bad news. And they're not just playing around trying to get electricity. That's BS.